Wow, guys, March 28th, 2025. What a day. A day that I'm never going to forget. First off, I just want to send my thoughts out to everybody affected by this crazy tragedy that just doesn't happen, really, in Thailand at least. I'm not sure how common earthquakes are in Myanmar, which was obviously the epicenter of this whole thing, but just sending my thoughts to everybody impacted. And want to say this video is going to be just my perspective from this whole thing, but this is obviously way more than just about me, and I want to express my thoughts and prayers to everybody that was affected by this thing. Yesterday started as a normal day for me. Went to the gym, always work at the gym for about 2 to 3 hours at the co-working space, get a workout in, and then come home around lunchtime to eat lunch at my condo. And so that's what was happening yesterday. I was just chilling at my place, and you know, where I'm from in the US, we get earthquakes. We get earthquakes from time to time in the Northeast, but they're pretty minor. Nothing ever too crazy. So everything that I've ever experienced has been, oh, the earth's shaking a little bit. You know, nothing too crazy like that. So it was around 1:20 yesterday when I was just sitting there and I started to feel some rumble, and I was like, huh, there's an earthquake going on. And granted, I live in a pretty tall skyrise, you know, one of these modern condos. So when I felt it, you know, it felt pretty minor at first. The first wave was just like a little bit of rocking, and I was like, oh, an earthquake. I've never felt that here in Thailand. And then 5 seconds later, it started getting so intense. The swaying was so intense. And immediately I started hearing these like cracking sounds, like, and I was like, holy shit, this building is about to collapse. And so I literally just grabbed my phone, nothing else, threw on my shoes, and I sprinted to the stairs of my building. And as soon as I like opened my door, I looked left and looked right, and I see everyone's door opening up and sprinting down the hallway to get to the escape. And I've never ran so fast down 14 flights of stairs in my entire life. But I was one of the first people out of the building, ironically. And that was when I took the first video of the whole situation, which I'll show you guys here. Man, I just like, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it, how significant that earthquake was. I immediately in my room, I was like, oh my God, the building is coming down and this is how I'm gonna die. But obviously that wasn't the case. You know, a lot of these new modern skyscrapers are meant to withstand earthquakes up to a certain magnitude. Obviously this one was super strong. But it was crazy because when I got to the first floor, like I said, I felt like I was one of the first people that made it down. There was a ton of people on the first floor just like waiting inside. And I was like, why are we inside? This building could fall down right now. And there was so much water falling down the side of the building from the rooftop. And there was debris and rocks and other things like that as well. So people were a little bit hesitant to actually get out of the building. But I was like, I'm not sitting under here. Like if this thing comes down, if I get pelted by a rock, so be it.
我靠，地震了啊！
But finally, you know, everybody made it out, sprinting out of the building, and everything ended up being okay in the end. But check out this clip. This was somebody that I was chatting to as we were waiting outside all day sent me this video. This was their POV as they were up in the sauna on the 36th floor and overlooking the pool.
That was a strong earthquake. Thing is moving.
I just like can't even imagine what it would be like if I was up on the rooftop gym or in the pool at that time. That's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. 10 times more scary than, you know, me being in my room. So anyways, we ended up waiting outside pretty much all day long, all the residents of the building, just to try and get an update on what was happening. At first I saw some people going back into the building on the first floor, and I was like, oh, like what's going on? Like, are we allowed to go get our things? And so I just waited about 15 minutes, and then I saw people coming back out with suitcases and luggages, and I was like, what's going on? Why are so many people like bringing their stuff out? Like, surely we can just wait it out, right? Wait till the nighttime, and then we'll be able to go back in, and everything will be okay. So eventually I decided to enter the building myself just to go check it out, because my phone battery was dying. I wasn't really planning on getting any belongings, because I was like I said, I was just gonna go in at night, everything was gonna be okay. But when I went into the building and went up to my floor, I was just, my jaw was on the floor. I couldn't believe it.
Oh my god.
And so right then and there, I was like, okay, I'm gonna need a whole lot more than just my charger. I'm gonna need to get all my stuff and get out of here for at least a few days. So, you know, completely flooded, water everywhere. I think some of the water pipes bursted. And in my room, as you guys saw, there was tons of cracks on the walls and stuff like that. So I don't know what that's like to repair or how long it will take, anything like that. And there were other people in my building that said it, you know, there were some rooms that were a whole lot worse than that as well. So who knows, man. But yeah, all in all, man, I'm just, I don't know, very thankful to be alive today. Very thankful to be alive, very thankful to be safe. You know, we don't really have things like this in Bangkok. So I was talking to someone who was like 70 years old yesterday, and they said they had never felt an earthquake before. So yeah, this was just an update from me. I'm safe. We'll be back to normal soon, I'm sure. Thailand's a very strong and resilient country, so I'm sure everything is gonna be okay. And just thinking of everyone out there that has been significantly affected by this. So thanks for watching, you guys, and till the next video. เจอกันนะครับ